Hello, people. So we've already got somebody in the chat. Annie, forever. Lovely to have you on board, mate. Lovely to have you here. So we're going to put some music on. We're going to go through some of the charts because things have been moving today. I think we've got some really, really tradable markets. And we'll go through a couple of different ideas. Some of them are already playing out. Some of them I think will have continuous good market structure for most of this week. We do have, obviously, on Wednesday, we have quite a big decision on rates, if they're going to get cut, if they're not. So we obviously need to take into account all of those different things as well. So we're going to quickly just go through what the markets are actually looking like. As you can see, Bitcoin at 91,000, Ethereum at 3163. This stuff not really too interesting. So let's just jump straight on the charts, and we're just going to do a little bit of a macro analysis, and then we're going to get into what I'm thinking is going to happen and some of the trade setups that we're actually looking at. Now, this is a trade setup that I had this morning, and this was on USD yen. But if you were in the session on Friday, you would understand why I was taking a long here this morning. So we're going to go on to the weekly time frame. I'm going to get rid of all of these EMAs for now. We'll add them a little bit later. Any questions, anything that you guys want me to have a look at, let me know. The overall idea is obviously USD yen completely bullish. Okay, we've got the highs up here. If we want to be a little bit more specific, we can say, okay, we've got these highs right here. We've had a little bit of a retracement over 3 weeks right before that macro level. Now that's really important because a lot of traders are probably getting into shorts, taking orders, and you can see that price, even though over 3 weeks it's been pushing down, it really hasn't actually gone anywhere. And most of the orders and most of where you're going to see most of the volatility, it's going to be around this level right now. So at the moment, anybody that's getting into shorts early is just waiting to be taken out while price delivers all the way up here. So if we go on to the 4 hour, over the last 3 weeks, we've seen a very significant channel here. You can see it's very, very nice at the top. It's been going short and it's been causing some really, really nice clean structure on the 4 hour. You can't really ask for better structure than that. But we've had a breakout. So you've had price come back into this level of demand. Price has also come into a macro area of support. You've got the 50, you've got the 618, you've got all of the different structures that's holding at the moment. You've even got, the head and shoulders pattern right here. You can even call it even a Quasimodo pattern. Quasimodo pattern it's a little bit like a head and shoulders. So let's say you've got your shoulder, your head, it breaks out and it does something like that. That's a Quasimodo pattern. That's the exact pattern that we've got here. Okay, so for me that was a nice reversal and looks like it's going up. The trade that we had on this morning was just the push up to this level to take out this high. I could have risked a little bit more. I didn't, unfortunately. It was only 0.5% risk, but it was still a really, really nice trade. I do think the next target for USD yen is going to be 56. So 56.05. That is what it's looking like at the moment. If we go onto the 1 hour, you can see we've got this really, really, really nice structure. We've already had a really interesting push down on the 1 hour, and we've had a spike back up. This is some really nice price structure that, to be honest, you should be long. Now, if we put on the EMAs are just going to support what we're looking at. You've just got all of these EMAs that have been spreading out right now. You've had price come down to take out all of these areas, and now you're having the reaction back up. Really, everybody, you should be long this. Okay. So that's the overall idea on USD yen. Now that's going to take me into USD CHF, which I've been long USD CHF from this morning. So it was both trades that I've been long. If we go back on to what we're looking at on a macro time frame, again, we're going to get rid of all of the EMAs. And the same thing as USD yen. The same thing as USD yen. We've had a touch of the top of the range over the last week. So just over a week, we've been slowly grinding down. And if you were with us in the trading room, you would understand that this area was quite a difficult trade. It took a long time for this to play out. If you remember some of the analysis that we did in the past, get rid of some of these levels. The analysis that we did in the past was we were having, where was it? Where were we doing this level? I think it was there. The analysis that we had was something like this. So we had the breakdown. We noticed that you had this area of demand, and you can go back and have a look at these trades. Unfortunately, we didn't capitalize on it, but the overall idea was there. So it took a couple of weeks for it to actually play out, eventually breaking down. And it broke down into a really, really, really nice channel, as we can see right here. Now we've broken out the channel just like USD yen. Just like USD yen. We can change that to red. Come back into the area of demand. Now we're building bullish market structure, in my opinion. So you've got this level of demand right here. We've also had this level that we've just broken out into. So you've got all of these levels that are getting broken and retested, okay? All right. How you doing, mate? You all right? So now I'm long in this area right here. So I'm long from here. My target is going to be at this next high right here. So this is what we're looking at. Okay, that's my target. Now, on FundingRock, we're not in a position. Okay, we can still get into a position this session only if we get a retracement down that is deep enough, maybe into this level. You've got even a fair value gap. Look at that, boys. Got a fair value gap right in there. I don't trade fair value gaps, but you've got one there. So the idea is, if we were going to trade this move, maybe we'd come down into that gap, back into this area of prior demand, and then we could probably get long. Now, I don't think it's going to happen in this session. If it does, great. But the long opportunity here, the long opportunity to get on board of this trade would be something like that. Now, the risk to reward isn't the best, but what you could do once it comes down, once it retests these areas, you can quickly pull in your risk underneath this low once it shows momentum back to the upside. At the moment you've kind of missed this move. And if it doesn't retrace, if it just goes straight to target, well, unfortunately, you'll have to wait for higher. Now, I do think the overall target on here, if we look, is going to be up to the top of this range. You've got all of these highs here, you've got the top of that range, and then from there, who knows what's going to happen. Let's have a quick look into gold. So gold is still stuck at this 618. Now, a lot of people are saying this is going to come down. I don't think this is going to come down. I think this is just pulling in. This is getting into a really, really tight flaggish type pattern, okay? Now, if you trade gold a lot, and I'm sure everybody in here trades gold a lot, these types of pennants happen all the time. They happen all the time on higher time frames. They happen all the time on lower time frames. On gold, they happen, okay? You can see the same thing right here. the same type of pennant pattern right here. Okay, so if you're saying everybody's screaming that it's going down, and everybody's trying to short it, then don't short it. Wait till you see a breakout of some kind and then do whatever you think. But in my opinion, I do think that we're going to have upward momentum on gold. So what am I going to wait for? So I've got the 786 of this overall macro move. So you've got all of this. You've got the 786 at the top of this pennant. So the idea, we're going to wait until price comes down. Maybe we have a deviation underneath this pennant, and then we're going to wait to see if we can get back in long to take out these highs and then get to the 786. Could take a day, 2 days, I don't know. At the moment, that is what we're looking at though. So I'm not looking to trade within this range. This isn't interesting. All we're doing is consolidating. We've been consolidating all day. If we put the EMAs on as well, all you can see is these EMAs are getting really tight. If we go onto the 4 hour, you can see underneath we've got an EMA, which is the 50 EMA, which is holding us support as well. You've got the 618, you've got this level. You've got loads of confluence why this could potentially come to break out to the upside. So in my opinion, keep your options open and just watch and see where it breaks down. If it breaks down and breaks underneath this EMA and it's a hard break, then of course, look for a retest back in and then a retest back down, and then you can get into maybe this level right here. You've got different ways of doing it, but I'm looking for upside on gold. FTSE, say no more. I'm not going to bother getting into the FTSE. I think it's going to break down even lower. Euro and pounds. So I'm short currently CHF. I'm long the dollar. At the moment, we're in a area where I do think pound's going to come down a little bit, but we're in an area of support at the moment. Let's see what we're looking at. Not really much I can say on this. I think we've got a really nice level down here at 32.53. So potentially for price to come down into that area. We also broke all the EMAs. Normally when you break an EMA, you travel to the next EMA in line. You can see it here. We broke the EMA here, and then eventually we came down to the one underneath. Broke the EMAs here. Eventually we came down to the one underneath. So that is what I'm going to be looking for. I'm not looking to trade pound dollar, but my bias would be for it to come down and hit this EMA. Euro, also not too much to talk about either. To be honest, I probably could even short it. It's a little bit choppy at the moment. This is not really price action you really want to be trading. You want to be trading something that's moving slightly, which USD yen, if we keep pushing like this, maybe we can get in a break retest continuation trade, something like that. We could do that. I'd be happy to get into a break retest continuation trade on that. And then get out at the 156.05s. But anyway, I don't know who's in here. Abdullah, my guy. I don't know. What are you guys looking at? And I'll have a look at some of your charts, because at the moment we're flat. Obviously, the two positions that I've got on here, you can see what we're working with. We're running some really nice profits. You can go on my Instagram as well, and you can see them live. So you can see there is one position added there, another one. Everything is break even. That is not very clear, to be honest, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get the retrace to get into USD CHF. So the only trade I really see at the moment is USD yen. So we'll hold off. Gold. Gold, obviously, we're not going to do anything. FTSE, we're not going to do anything. So we're just going to chill for the rest of it. Let's have a look at US equities for a sec. Coming down. This should be expected as well. Especially because the dollar is quite strong today. I find this very, very tricky. I wouldn't know how to trade this. Very, very tricky price action. Let's do US 30. So US 30 coming back down in the bottom of this range. Wicked the bottom of that range. Wow. So I'm not one to trade this. We're going to wait and see. I'm going to pull up on this chart. Obviously, I've got a fresh FundingRock account because, a 200k account died on us. So let me put in USD yen. Let me mark out potential targets. Which looks like it's going to get taken already. Potential entry would be so I was long USD yen this morning. I actually got out of USD yen at 155.492. So I was actually long this bit of price action right here. The overall idea would be to break up eventually to get to 158.018. So right at the top of this range. Ideally, so we're gonna first, there's 3 different places that we've got in between that end goal, and that's 156.05, and then you've got 156.65. So that's what I'm looking at the moment. I'm currently long USD CHF, which is running at the moment put the long position in. Long position is so on the 1 hour. Long position is there. Stops are now at break even, so I'm not going to put them in. So those are the trades. I'm going to get rid of all the EMAs just so it's cleaner. If we come back down in this session into this area of prior supply, then I'll get in long on FundingRock. At the moment, we're just going to have to sit and wait, and we're not really. I don't think we're going to get the trade that we want. But guys, tell me what you're looking at. If you're looking at something that I've missed, maybe there's a really nice trade setup that I'm not looking at the moment. If there is, I want to know about it. Let's have a look at some of the economic news as well. So we got FX book. By the way, guys, you've got the Christmas special, which is 25% off and free add-ons for everyone for Christmas. You don't get that Well, you do, but still, you don't get that with FundingRock. You know, it's fantastic. Anyway, so what have we got this week? So we've got jolts, openings. This is the big one. This is what we're waiting for. Everybody's been waiting for this. So Fed interest rate decision. Now they're thinking about 25 basis points cut. You've got an 87% traders betting that there's going to be a 25 basis points cut. We'll see what happens. You've also got interest rate decision on the Swiss, which is not really that interesting. Continuous jobless claims, and that's really it. I think the big one for us to be watching is what's going to happen towards this interest rate. And if you notice, around interest rates, the same day, maybe the day before, we start to get a little bit choppy. Definitely the same day we get a little bit choppy. So just keep an eye out on that. We'll just watch this position. This is going to be a huge day for me. It's going to be a big day. If this hits full take profit, because I've also added to this position after seeing this. So I added to this position right on that retracement back onto the trend line. So we have got two positions. One of them, it was with 1% risk. They're all at break even now. And the other one was at 0.5% risk. And now they're both pushing up. So you've got these. What's up, my boy? How you doing, man? You all right? We've just been going through some of these different trade ideas. And I tell you what, I don't know how you trade US30. How? How do you trade such an asset? Look how fast. Look at that. That is insane. That is insane. Right on the pip. Oh. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. You know, really pinpoint areas. Time and price, huh? Damn. Thing is, there's so many assets like this that would be proper good to trade. It's just then it's just adding to the amount of assets that you're looking at all the time, you know? Gold is not doing anything either. Maybe I should put I'm going to put the comments, not the comments, the banner for Christmas. Give 25% off all accounts, plus free add-ons. Here we go. Here we go. There you go. You can get that off the website. Have a look and see USD yen. As if I didn't stay long on that. It's kind of obvious as well. It's like super obvious. Such a shame. That would have been a fat trade as well. But I do see for today, obviously today we're looking like we're pushing up. Let's say we get kind of a wick rejection from that area. Maybe the potential to get in on a retracement of this move could be a really nice move as well. So let's say we're setting up for tomorrow. Yeah, give me 2 seconds and I'll tell you. So let's say we come up here and we get a wick rejection. Then the idea could be that we get into the retracement, back into the 50 and back into this prior area of demand. I'm just thinking right now because, you know, if I don't think about it, I'll end up coming into the session and I'm all over the place and I'm getting into random trades. But this could be the setup that I'll be waiting for tomorrow on USD yen. Fib settings. we've got two different fib settings, bro. Okay. You've got intraday setting, okay, which is going to be like this. This is an intraday setting. I'm going to put it up here. Okay. Going to put them here. And I'll explain them after, okay? So this is intraday. Okay. I don't put any of the labels on, but because, you know, just so everybody can see what they are, we'll put these on, okay? So that's an intraday. This is the intraday. Now, if I'm trying to take macro levels, these have been working like crazy, okay? We've got these. Pull them down. God, this is kind of getting a bit weird, but all of these are all of the main fib levels. So 23, 38, 38.2, 0.382, 50, 618, 786, and the 88. Okay. Now, the whole idea is, let's say on a macro time frame, we've got a good example of, let's say, gold. If we go on to gold, you can see these working really, really well. Once we find we've getting into a macro area of support and resistance, my trade would be the setup from the end area back into the 0.382. That would be the trade. So I'd be trading, I'd be finding little areas to get into to trade back into the 382. Now, if we get into that trade, the next place that I'll be looking to get into is the macro 50. And on the intraday time frame, let's say I go onto the 5. Oh, I've even got one here, you know. I didn't even, okay. So even on the 5 minute, once I get that level, I'm then going on to the 5 minute and I'm using my intraday fib. My intraday fib, all it's going to be is the 50. That's not the proper fib. Missing here the minus 50. Why is that like that? That's all I'm gonna do. So for intraday, all I'm looking to do is just to get in to, sorry, Alex, you're setting similar to Jitender's. I don't know what Jitender, I'll have to look at Jitender's. I don't know what Jitender's are. I will put them back on the screen right now. I just want to explain it. So you get in at you find obviously the macro areas, and all I'm doing is trading between the macro fib areas with an intraday fib. So you can see here, we're starting to find a macro area of support. We have a breakdown. I'm looking then to get into a 50 and then out by a minus 50. And that's my 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. So that's all I'm doing. Okay. Now with the EMAs as well, it just makes it a little bit easier, because once you see the EMAs are getting broken and there's a gap in between the EMAs, something like this, you can see quite a big gap. You can trade into that gap for price to actually fill it. So that's also a nice mean reversion strategy that I would look for. And that's using the EMAs. Now, not everybody likes using EMAs. They clutter up the chart, and I can understand that. But the 50 fib and the minus 50 is a really good tool just for you to get in and out at 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio without having to think about it. Because all you would do is you get in the 50, you'd put your stop at the area, at the origin of the actual move that caused the impulse, which was this one, and you'd get in at the 50 and out. Now, if you have a look at the macro fib that we pulled, the macro fib is at the 236. Now, you know, on an intraday time frame, if you're trading and price is looking just to do its normal retracement, the main areas that it's going to go from, 0 or 1 all the way down to the 50, or it's going to go down to the 386. It just really does depend. But does the exact same thing on a macro time frame. So if you've got those macro fib levels, then you're using your intraday fib levels to get in between those areas. That's all it is. You can see what price is done. We consolidate a little bit here. It stayed within this range. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what's been going on too much here. It's gone to a 1 hour. We can see it happening a little bit better. And then we had that breakout. So you can see we had that breakout right there. Through to the 216. Straight up to the 382. Straight up to 50 actually. You know, you had all of these highs up here. Let's go back on to what were we looking at? Where did I put those fib settings? We'll put them back here anyway. So that's the intraday fibs. And for you've got some of them doubled up here. I don't know why. I don't know if that makes sense. Should make sense. Makes sense to me. I will have a look at Jitender's settings though. What's Jitender's settings? Can't believe we're getting this move right now. I didn't think we were going to get this move that fast. So the challenges, okay, I'm working on the challenges. I'm trying to get a community challenge set up. First, we got to do a couple of things in the background. I don't want to give, the evaluation. It can get messy. I want to have a leaderboard and I want stuff like that. So I'm trying to get that set up in our back end. We'll do it. Hopefully, if it's not this week, it'll be next week. But I want a community challenge where everybody's going to be able to see each other on the leaderboard. It'll be really, really fun. And then the winner gets a prize. Gets an evaluation. Yeah, I'm excited for it. That would be fun, It's either that or we play poker in the community. We could do a poker night. Tell me guys if you want to do a poker night one night. But yeah, definitely we'll get the community stream up and running, the community challenge up and running. Looking at buys of 41.80, 41.80. Wow. Okay, so gold's breaking down. Nice. Buys at 41.80, which is down there. So this is a really nice area. This is on a 1 hour, so this is only just started. This could turn into a wick if we start breaking down properly, though. That'd be interesting. I'm really only looking for longs, though. Only looking for longs. Oh God! What a mover! It's absolutely nuts. Bro, you need to learn poker. Poker's fun, man. Poker's fun. It's all of it. It's the exact same as trading. It's all just the probabilities. The information that you've got on the table. Same information, what we see in the charts. Place your bets. You bet. You got an edge. Got a way of playing. It's pretty much. I think poker is pretty much the exact same as trading, but some people may say anything else. Say something different. Okay, we've got off to my take profit. We've got 5 pips to the take profit. Am I just letting this run, or should I just take the money and run? Should I take the money and run? Oof, it's a big day. Posting all of this stuff on my Instagram as well, so you can see when we got into the trade. Run, Forest, run. Play the man, play the odds. Yeah. The thing is with poker as well, if there's more people, you don't know who's got what. You know, you could have a good amount, you could have good cards, and the probability is high, but it could always be that, you know, that uncertainty that somebody's got better cards than you, or somebody could win, or you're not looking at something. Maybe there's a flush, or maybe there's like a straight and you're not looking at it properly. It's the same thing that goes on the charts. You know, sometimes you're like tunnel visioned of only what you see or only what you've got, and you place your bets and you're in, but then suddenly you're not looking at, oh wow, maybe I'm longing right now into an area of supply, or maybe, you know, oh my god, there's a straight and I haven't seen it. So it's really, really interesting the way we look, way all of that stuff goes. I'm gonna start averaging out now. We're starting to get, so maybe it goes straight to my TP. Hold on a second. Okay, the TP is just a little bit higher. Go on. Go on. Oh. Go on. Just for a tick, I'm just going to close it. It's pointless waiting. Just for literally a pip. I'm not doing that. The amount of times I have left for a pip, one pip, and price has just gone, you know, boom, destroyed my position. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Oof. Gosh. After something like this, after days like this, that's it. I shouldn't trade tomorrow. No trading tomorrow. Jones, if you see me trading tomorrow, I need you to ridicule me. I need you to call me every name under the sun. I need you to just go crazy on me. Seriously. Can't let me trade tomorrow. Yeah, it was a big, that was a solid trade. Just trying to have a look on this leaderboard here. Let's see if I made it. No, not yet. Interesting. Oh, second on the leaderboard, huh? Oh, come on, boys. Second on their leaderboard. Only a smaller account, but still. After all, I was getting smashed for 3 months. Let's see what else we're going into. You choose which gift. I reckon the winner gets a 25k. That's what I'm saying. The winner gets a 25k. Best trading currency pair, in my opinion. The one that I like, the one that I've had probably most profits on, is USD CHF. Hands down. You go into my Instagram and go on to trades. All of the biggest trades that I've ever had is on USD CHF. Don't know why. Just such a good pair to trade. Others like pound dollar. I love pound dollar as well. Pound dollar is a great currency. Has tendency sometimes to be a little bit choppy. Let's say, for instance, like, what is this? Like, this is gross, man. No, bro. Nah. Gold's open. Gold is open. Gold's open. We have to be able to trade gold. Euro, some people like Euro. But yeah, I like USD CHF. But then again, I like anything that's just moving. USD CHF is quite clean. A lot of the times the structures are very nice. There are times that there has been a little bit of consolidation that's killed a lot of traders. One of them was me. I'll show you where. We had this. I got slapped about in this. This was a really hard area for me to trade. I'll put this back and we'll do a replay. This area for me was a difficult one. Yeah, that was difficult for me to trade because I was looking for trade continuation. I didn't realize at the time we were stuck in a range, and I was just trying to long, and I was just getting absolutely smashed. If it's got a pulse, Alex would trade it. You know what they say. Trading gold is cheating. Bro, you trade USD 30, bro. You trade USD 30 that is arguably more volatile than gold. Look at USD CHF really pushing now. Yo, it's really pushing. Hold on a second. Let me just do this. Michael, when are we going to be doing our next? I can't believe it's pushing up still. Oh. Wow, yen as well, USD yen. Holy crap. You know, there's the feeling when you're out of the position and you're kind of getting FOMO. It's like, why, you know? All right, boys, I'm going to go because I'm not going to stare at the charts anymore. I'm kind of getting that feeling like, price is still pushing up. I kind of want to get in and I don't want to get in. So best I'm going to close my computer and I'm going to go home before I do anything silly. You need to invite us to your stream, Mike. Good to see you. Yeah, Mike, you need to invite us to the stream. I think we should do a stream together. That'll be good. But tomorrow, guys, no session tomorrow. Obviously, Wednesday we've got the NLP coach coming in. I promise you, Mike also can give me Mike's worked with this woman. He knows her. So she is very, very, very good. And going through NLP and understanding how we can control ourselves in times where we need to maybe control us, maybe not control ourselves, but mitigate any risks because, we might be on tilt, we might be doing things that we shouldn't be doing. So the NLP stuff is going to be super important. That's on Wednesday. Make sure you're there. And then on Friday, we're doing a recap. So guys, I'll see you in the community and that is it. Take care. That's it, traders. So if you're ready to take your evaluation, you can go in the link in the description. You can start today. But if you're here just for the content, then make sure you like and subscribe to make sure that you don't miss out on the future. Best